Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, the 4th of September. Just driving into work here. Long weekend. For those of you the few of you that actually watched all my videos, I do the Enchantments through hike every year, and it ranges between 22 to 23 miles. And it's not just walking on flat ground. It's definitely challenging. It's one of the most challenging things I do. And it pushes you to your limit, and it was tough. This year, however, I made a few changes in how I sort of prepared and handled the initial hike itself. And I think that, so in previous years, I think my best time was, I think it was over 13 hours. And then then last year I just beat 13 hours. And then this year I was at 11 hours and 10 minutes. So the changes that I'm making, or that I have made a world of difference. And I'll tell you what the biggest thing was a little product called Trail Toes. And what it basically is it's I don't walk or run like anyone else. I have my legs are, they're not perfect. So I tend to push off like this. So the inside of my right foot is usually covered in blisters, and anything over, a certain amount of miles, it definitely gets to me. So I have to really take care of my feet, keep them dry, things like that. So with Trail Toes, it's a lubricant that kind of keeps your foot, it slides, but it doesn't cause it to rub violently on the wool socks on my toes, causing blisters and bleeding. So this year, I did have a small blister, but it wasn't open, it didn't bleed, it didn't, it's not a huge problem. I can't even feel it. It's just there. And so, I would consider that a success. And that's one of the reasons why, probably the main reason why I was able to finish in record time. And despite the fact that I was not feeling it this year, I was not. I didn't get any sleep the night before. I was pretty much going on adrenaline the whole day. But the thing is, I planned ahead. I made sure to, replenish everything. So I had a lot of salt. I took in a lot of water sources. I drink a lot of water, a lot of electrolytes, salt tablets. I ate small meals, or small little bites here and there. I didn't eat one big meal at the top of Asgard Pass like I historically have done, and just kind of paced it out. So I finished in 11 hours and 10 minutes, which was, I cut out a lot of things, took a lot less photos, did a lot less meandering, and just kind of powered through it. I don't know how this guy that does trail running, his name's Stuke. He's a trail runner out here, and he did it in 5.5 hours. I don't know how he did that. I'm envious of people that can run on surfaces like that. I can't run on uneven surfaces very well. I get tired quick, and trail runners just amaze me how they're able to do that. I could run on trails. It's just the point when it's 23 miles, I get tired at the end, and I'm tripping over things. I'm unable to lift my feet as high as I did at the beginning. And I don't tolerate elevation gain as well as other people. I take small steps, and that tends to kind of is in sort of a side effect of hiking a lot with my kid on my back. You take small steps, and so climbing elevation is something it takes a lot out of me. So, but I did in record time. Trail Toes are huge. I want to say thank you to Stuke. He recommended those, and I follow his stories on Instagram, and those definitely helped me out this year. So thank you. I can't thank you enough. My feet can't thank you enough. And and I'm gonna play off there's a I didn't know that Eminem released an album on Friday. Obviously I was up in the mountains hiking and trail running, but he released an album called Kamikaze, and it was a shock. It was something I was not anticipating, nor was I even expecting. But listening to it, definitely you can sense that, for those of you that came up on hip hop in the 90s and the things that he did to kind of just blow the scene up, you saw sort of that old Shady. And I think that, and for some of you that know MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, he's out of Cleveland. He's this taller, lengthier white rapper that, he's definitely under the radar for a number of years. I've actually listened to him in a lot of ways. Always thought he had talent, definitely a talented kid. And he's in touch with his, he dresses like a punk rocker, looks like a punk rocker, but the kid can rap. But he came at Eminem with his song, Rap Devil, to battle Eminem's rap god. And I can be honest with you, Eminem's never had anyone really go at him. And he went at him, went for the jugular, and mentioned his daughter, Haley, on the track. And it's, and here's the thing. I think this is good for hip hop because of the sorry state that it's in. I don't listen to it as much. I know I listen once in a while and kind of and ask myself, why do people listen to this? And then I just kind of tune it out. But for this, Eminem, he's been successful for a number of years. When he tours, he sells out. All the shows he does. When he sells an album, everyone's talking about it. All of it turns into memes, and it becomes a huge thing. And whenever he does anything, it's like whatever he touches turns to gold. Whatever he puts out, people worship. And for M to come out and to start kind of firing and hitting people, and this is the old Shady. And I think he needed to do that because he needed something to reignite that fire inside of him that, led him to become the rapper that we knew back in the, mid to late 90s when he was at the Rap Olympics. He needed something, and you're just, you're sober, you're living a life being an adult, and when you rap, it's, just kind of just to pass the time and to show people you can still kind of do it, but you're not competitive, because that's the thing, he's competitive, and he needed to kind of throw people out there, say some things about some people, to put himself in a position to where he had to defend his ground. And I think that he did an excellent job at that. The two tracks on the album that I really thought were great, obviously, were The Ringer and Fall, and those are my two favorite tracks. But I think that Eminem, Machine Gun Kelly definitely came at him, very good track. It was competitive. It definitely went for, started swinging at him the way that he's never been swung on before. And I think that this is going to, fuel that fire that he needed. And now M's going to have to defend himself. And I know he's got stuff on a lot of people. And he was just kind of waiting for the right time to do it. But now he's got that time to do it. And I think hip-hop needed it. I think, the whole MC, lyricist type of atmosphere and style has gone away. And now it's more about hooks and just selling records and repetition and all that stuff. And I think it's good for hip-hop. And so I think M needed to kind of put his neck out there and take a swing at a few people. And, people are going to swing back, and he's going to have to defend himself, which I think is going to put him into a position where he has to defend himself and to handle this the way that he did in the 90s and the early 2000s. So it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. But I think Eminem came out with a great album, great idea, and he's going to ruffle some feathers, and some people are going to go after him. And I think that it's great because it's going to reignite that fire, and he needs to start doing that again to, find himself and reestablish himself, because everyone talks about he's the greatest of, top 5, top 10, and, for him to come out with an album, take a few swings, and for people to come back at him, he's going to have to defend himself and show that that he can still do it, and I think he can, and I'm interested to see how it plays out in the future. So anyway, so this is a Monday, technically, the 4th of September, and I've got a busy day ahead of me, so you guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow morning.